I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot, they like to claim this shit, like to claim this nigga. You know what I'm saying? They like to be involved with their authority. They don't really need that authority, they don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? Go ahead, that's why they ain't stop it. Hey, what you talking about? Don't give a fuck what you believe. They gotta stand up and serve my God. World prayer, not these niggas. Yeah. Everybody put on their peace on everybody with all that might not be. Boy, they ain't shit stopping, ain't shit practice. My niggas serious. Boy, and they hit us with dope and kill us with crack. What the fuck with those leaders? I'm curious. You cash it down through your blood. You traded you in and bought a new bitch. Actually, the prophets, I tell you the shit. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers trying to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed the up on parole because of the coke, but it feel like the hoes in this world and double the devil. Nowhere it's going in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the skull never settle. Hey, prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, you ain't need to stop and ask shit prophets. You know, like we all come together. You know what I'm saying? They say God sold up the world. God sold up the world, and no, you ain't need to stop and ask shit. You gotta damn what you talking about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. You gotta stand up and serve my God. We'll pray without these niggas. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all pray without these niggas. Stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you ain't need to stop and ask shit.
Shalom Israel. Shalom. We are I.S.U.P.K out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Been teaching this truth since 1969 at the Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, like 12 worst tribes of the nation of Israel, right? Under commanding Gen.YAHANNA, right? So tonight is the lower class, right? I will be going on the class for priest and officer Makwayat, right? And when you check through right tomorrow, yesterday and all, you go see we have classes and all going on too. So we have classes right through the week. We have classes on Monday, the history class with Officer Makakobal. Then Tuesdays we have classes with Officer Swapiala, the brotherhood class. As we know said, that's now that I'll be going on the class, the lower class for priest and officer Makwayat. Thursday we have the scripture breakdown with Officer General Mahaiman, right? Will break down everything through the Bible. It will break down everything what's going on in present times right now, and even in history as time goes by and thing, right? And give you everything what you need to know about what's going on with the world today, you Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? And then after on Fridays we have the Lashawan Kodash with Officer Yakad, right? And also on Saturdays we have the Sabbath service with also Officer Yakad and Officer Swapiala. And on Sundays, we have the scripture breakdown with our camp leader, Officer Galawan, right? So you have classes right through the week to come back and teach you Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians who you are and your history and your culture. So now you know that there's no excuse that they say you didn't know when you didn't know ever and things like that. I say everybody is going to know. So this is now what the I.S.U.P.K now setting up all these classes right through the week, and even so we all in the streets and all too, right? And wherever events and all taking place and all, we there for the people and all too, right?
All right.
So tonight class could be about the laws, statutes, commandments, everything, right? You know, we keep on saying the laws, statutes, commandments, we keep on saying covenants coming up and all these things, and so that's great. Like let's say get like quick breakdowns and see it in the Bible. The Most I was talking to the children of Israel and able to see how the line is come down and where we is today and thing, right? So when you check back now, there's a lot of unrighteousness on the face of the earth and thing, right? So it have no nation on the face of the unrighteousness going on. And then after with all the unrighteousness going on, the nation of Israel has been an advantage over all these other nations. And when we talk about the nation of Israel, it's you black man, you Hispanic man, and you Native Indian man, right?
Right.
But so we're not leaving out nobody because now they say you know they're saying that it's only black people went through slavery and thing, but when you go through back the history, the same thing will happen to the Native Indians, the same thing happened to the Hispanics and them, the same thing happened to the you all Negroes and them too. So as a nation, this was collectively done by you all, right?
Right.
And thing from the other nations and them, right? And things. So when you go through the scriptures, this is now what the Most High was writing for you all for to know all this knowledge and keep all this knowledge. He said, but we didn't keep it, and now we far off, lost, don't know who we are. And now we have to come back to the Most High, God's statutes and commandments, right?
Right.
So when you go back now, this is the people and all who we give the laws and thing, right? So when we go and thing, we go see like covenant and thing, right? So covenant, I.S.U.P.K pull up covenant.
Definition.
Yeah, definition of covenant.
This is the definition of the word covenant. One, to agree by lease, deed, or other legal contract. Then we have our next one here. All right, this one is from the Merriam-Webster. All right, this one saying this one say a usually formal, solemn, or binding agreement. Right, and they gave the example. I'm not going into it. Right, or binding agreement, and they give the example of international law. Right, then they have a written agreement or promise, usually between two or more parties, especially for the performance of some action.
Right. So when you check back now, right? So when you say a covenant, it come like a deal. A deal was set up by you or one or two other persons and things, right? So when we check back, like when people had to go and in a company now, and then after now you have to go and you ask them for a raise, the whole company asks them for a raise, and they go choose somebody now to go and meet with all the CEOs and them thing, and and the managers and them thing, right? So it will take about 2 or 3 of you all, and now you go be answering for the rest of the all your employees and them, right? So the same thing now, and you now go be coming with an agreement and thing, right? So this is now that's what happen now when you go in the scriptures and thing. When you see covenant happening in the scriptures, is more or less like now is Moses. When you go back in the scriptures and thing, when it happened with Moses and thing, it happened with Abraham. And thing it happened with Christ, and it happened with Christ, right? Which is Yahweh Mashiach in the Hebrew and thing. Right? So a lot of covenants been taking place, but one lineage of people, no matter where the covenant was coming, was one lineage of people was in the other nations and everything, right? So it's just a deal between two persons and thing, right? And when you go in the scriptures, that was the thing, right? So because the people fearing the Most High and thing, right? They was too frightened to send Moses to go and make the covenant with the Most High, or go and make that deal with the Most High, right? Right. So when you go through things, so we go let's start off from Genesis and all too, right? And just to show you again that the Most High was always dealing with people on the face of the earth and all too. And some people always like to say a man write that and thing, right? But when you go through the whole scriptures, apart from since the Most High was always dealing with men from the beginning of the thing. So even up to now, who you want them now to come and spread the word of the Most High? Is the same man and thing, right? Wasn't no animal he used and thing, right? He used and thing, right? Was no bird, was men, right? So the same thing now, men will be in the last days spreading that word to the nation of Israel, right?
Right.
So, give me Genesis 9 and verse 13.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 13. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth.
Right, so when you look up now again, right, so when you look up and all this bow, they mostly talking about the rainbow and thing where everybody go. Well, that the name given now to it a rainbow and thing, right? So this is what was like the show that Noah had a discussion with the Most High, and this is where the the proof to show that That's why this year what I'm doing here. This is gonna show the proof between me and you where this are the discussion. That's like further one. That's what further one with some of the things what Christ was doing to show the thing what Christ do people start the miracles after he passed start to believe on Christ because of the things he do now. So this is what this is proof I know Christ walk the earth and thing, right? So Lazarus turning the wine, turning the water into wine and thing, right? And all these other sorts of things he did, right? So now when and even when he telling the woman by the well she have 5 man and all these things. There's the records are showing Christ walk the earth and thing, right? And people was amazed and thing and they wonder, whoa, how you knew that and all these things and them, right? So now when you check back and all to this was something the Mosai proof to show that the Mosai did talk to Noah because what happened, right? And thing, right?
Right.
So I do set my bows in the cloud, and it shall be a token of a covenant between me and the earth, right? Go to verse 14.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 14. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud.
Right? So again, everyone think again, it's nobody like it, nothing like it. You ain't seeing that everybody knows it's a rainbow, right? Everybody knows it's a rainbow right now and thing, right? And before the year finish, they know you might see one before the year finish, right? So it's always there and thing, right? Go to verse 14. Now, give me go to verse
14.
Yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 14. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 15. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh.
So remember now, this is what Noah was preaching to all the congregation at that time, telling them, hey, well, come back and let me obey the Mosai laws, statutes and judgments and follow the things the Mosai say to do, right? All the command he say to do and thing, and what people disregard, people end up disregarding Noah and thing, right? And now you see what happened now that now the Mosai come and destroy them, right? And now let's with Noah 8, and we know the 8 persons, right? Noah's wife, and then after his sons and his wife, 8 persons who survived the flood after the Mosai, right? And this was the what happened now. This is where now we use to show power. So this is when we see the rainbows. When we see the rainbow now, this is just something now to show that hey, you know what? We should really be keeping the Mosai laws, statutes, and commandments. Because now this was just to show that hey, you know. This is the 8 men and them who survive, and again now this is the Mosai pushing this now to remember hey, this is what happened here, and now to keep it and thing right. Now we have again just like you see now the police service rocking the Sheila David, right, and now they're calling the Star David and thing now. So now these things again, all these the oppressors them taking things that the Bible and taking it for their own symbols and representing their own things and them. Right? So now you see the police service, the army, and them thing in military, them rocking the Sheila David and calling it the Star David and thing and using it for power and all kind of thing, right? Again now I say, see now because we not in power now, again, we have no power to say, well, hey, this belong to we and thing, right? It have nobody, in power right now to say, well, that rainbow, them thing now, the LGBTQ all of them, whatever, all the other letters we keep on adding to them. Now you see the whole homosexual group, right? Bisexuals, trisexuals, and them lesbians, gays, everybody now rocking rainbow colors and thing, right? When that rainbow color was to represent the power of the Most High and the righteousness and the face of the earth, right? So when you check back what happened with Noah and thing now, you say, well, hey, you know what? Hey, that really was just a proof that that hey, them 8 men and them is the people and them who again was serving the Most High and listening to the Most High and thing, right? And you see again now and we didn't think so. See now we put that there now to think. So anytime we see that again now and all these things that them the Christian church when tell say now you have been people who disobey the Most High, wearing the Most High taking these colors and them and rocking it and die the symbols and them, and when the Most High again now destroy a whole nation, people and thing for not listening to him and thing, right? And you see what happened now. So now again, now that was something between Noah and the Most High, right?
Right.
Go to verse 16.
Time, the book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 16. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between the Most High and the creature of all flesh that is upon the face of the earth.
Right, so see again now, say when you watch wrong again now, all his friends and them gone, his brethren and them gone, his families and them gone, nobody chatting now. So that is the three sons, wife and his wife, and that's it right there now. So now it's just like that now, and now to remember, hey, you see this here now? Anytime I think wrong, I not to forget the thing with the Most High. I not to forget the thing with the Most High do and thing right. And this is just to remember now what the Most High do there right now, right? And as time goes by, just like you see happening now with the Corona and thing, all these other plagues will pass and go people coming and saying it's man-made and all kind of thing.
Yeah.
As years pass by, the same thing come and happen. Swine flu pass, it gone.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Come
Forget about the Most High. Same thing again, and this is what wicked these other nations and them is, right? These nations them is taking all the glory for this. So again now they're taking all the glory for all these things that are happening here. And when you check it back out now, when people should really be fearing the Most High, knowing that hey, the Most High doing this, these other nations taking the glory for all this, because why? They don't want to have that fear of the Most. They don't want to have that fear of the people that are fearing the Most High. So now when you check back all these things and them, the other nations, you know, as long as people getting being righteous, a lot of these people, business and the empire is going to fall and things, right? So now them know, hey, you're going on. You can't let this out, you know. You can't let them people know that, hey, is the Most High doing these things and right? So when you go through all these scriptures, the Most High said there's evil in the city. Know that he done it. He said if a bird fall out of the sky, know that it's he wake him. Is he do it and all too. He said that I make dead and I make alive. So when you check back all these things and them, is the Most High doing, but these nations and them taking the glory for all these things to happening here on the face of the earth. They're not near the Most High, know all these powers. So now people will fear the Most High and things. So all these people with all these restaurants with all these crab, lobster, shrimps and things, all these $1 million restaurants and all these things were taking place and things. That going on fall, right? When you see how a woman should be it's a woman should be in modest apparel. When they're watching all these movies and all these things and them, these women them half naked in movies, then the songs and everything is naked. When you check back all social media, Instagram, TikTok, everything woman is naked all about the place. All these things and them Facebook and all these things, the empire go fall and thing, right?
Right.
Because when you come back to everything you see the Most I said back here, all these houses and all these things and them. When you bring back all the no woman should be no who and all these things again. These things are all these empires and go for, but why they will not take these things again. They will always push it and say, well, hey, is the Chinese push that, is the Africans and them bring out this, is the white man bring out all these things and them, yeah, through the so the OSI always use men to do these shock on the face side, but is the Mosai will doing everything here, right?
Right.
Just like how you say he hardened Pharaoh, how he hardened Pharaoh had to do the nation of Israel all the wickedness until the nation of Israel come back to him and want until the hardened us, so they go see hey, you know, but we have to save the Mosai. The same thing here and all to say all these wickedness here, you black Hispanics and Native Indian man, all these pressure you see him going around, who feeling these things and them, the most? You black Hispanics and Native Indian, all the oppression right now.
Right.
And thing, right? We're down to 17.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 17. And the Most High said unto Noah, this is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth.
Right, so see again now, so that was it there again now. So this is the token. So after you see back again now, so this is the animals and them. After the Most High say right of the clean animals and them take by 7 male and female, then after it'll be unclean, and then after now Noah and Noah and his sons and them and his wives and them, right? So this is now what happened here now. So after this again, this is the token now, the Mosai for this is the proof here now. Hey, you have to obey me, you have to obey me, and because you see what happened here now and thing, right? And this is just for you to remember and thing, right? And this is to keep on teaching your generations and come to obey the Mosai, because you see that destruction, what happened and thing, right? You see the Mosai wipe out hundreds, thousands of people and things. So now you use witness to that now to say witness it you and now you get something now to remember that hey, when you see that up in in the clouds, when you see that thing out in the clouds, remember what I do, and thing, right? We destroy thousands of people, millions of people as you rightly say and thing, right? So you remember that now, right? Don't forget it. Come on. Hebrews 9 and 15.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 9 and verse 15. And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance.
Right. So again, all right. So who we following after? We following after Christ, right? And that we will be able to be judged by Christ again, because Christ again was you are a man just like me and you. So he now will be able to judge you and say whether who lives or who dies and who get punished, who get the glory, who get the blessings and all these things, right? And when you go back to now the New Testament by means of death and thing, right? So now when we check back now and the old thing now, so now with the Christian church flipping things now and telling that hey, the Lord and thing done away and grace and thing now you're on that grace and thing. So what you feel that you could go and sin against the Most High. What the Most High was under if you are like more or less we under Moses law, the minute you do something and thing you would have be going on it, it would have be death and thing, right? So now you're under Christ here now, right? So like me now you're going on most time to you gain your time to get right and thing, right? So that don't mean that hey, because you're getting because you have grace now, you're gonna feel like hey, everything you're going to do, you're not seeing no punishment and thing, but the Most High giving you time to get right and thing. And if you feel like the Most High is here going on, you realize hey, you know what? You ain't changing. Well, what happen and you go and call Satan for Christian church you go come and tell you yeah, Satan had a falling out with the Most High. There's nothing about that in the scriptures and thing, right? Satan do answer to the Most High. When you go through your scripture, Job and everything, and then after when you go through the things and all to Satan doing the scriptures just like Christ and all to. So Christ Satan was quoting scriptures for Christ and all because why? He is right there listening to everything the Most High is saying and all the others, just like the other angels and them, right? And right. So when you go back on all this thing again, right? So this is your thing now. When we coming on that Christ now and coming on that new covenant on that Christ now. We listening to the word, obeying the Most High till death, right? So when you watching what happened with Christ here now and thing, right? So we know when we check back Christ and thing, right? Christ was keeping all the laws, statutes, and judgment till till death and thing like that. And this now we same thing have coming back to be coming and learning about the laws, statutes, and commandments, keeping it till death and thing. I say we gain it, we having grace, and we coming back and learning back the Most High, we coming back and learning back the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments. Not the grace that you feel now, hey, you could do a one time or kind of thing. No, we're not doing away one time thing, right? Right. And that Christ here, we having grace to get back right and thing, right? And gain that time period to come back and serve the Most High, knowing all the things with the Most High set up on the face of the earth, right? Compare when you break a law under Moses and things, the penalty be death and things. So Most High now bringing it, and what really and truly Moses' law ain't really done away with and things. So more or less people feel that the laws it really done away. You're just getting time to get back because who don't want who don't not follow any Mosai law? The Mosai say he will deal with his people first and things. So you all the Israelites and them not following back the Mosai laws and them thing, he is coming to deal with you all. So I don't feel like everybody is one. So that people following laws and that people not following laws and everybody gonna be blessed under the Mosai. Now that's not happening and that's not happening and thing right is dead coming and all too. So it ain't done and thing right. That's getting time to get right. Right?
Right.
And give me Hebrews 2 verse 16 and 18.
Come on, the book of Hebrews, chapter 2 and verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on the seed of Abraham.
Right. So again, now this is Christ now again, right? So when we read in Hebrews 9 and verse 15, for in this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament by means of death for the redemption of the transgression that were under the First Testament, right? So when we check back, what happening here and all too, right? So when I check back now, so Christ being born just like you, didn't take on the nature, angels and things, right? So now this again now, so you know he's the one, as I say now, he's the one going to be judging you, all right? So this same person take on the same nature how you been brought into this earth here, right? Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 17. Wherefore, in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren.
Right, so that's the same way, Abraham. That's the same way, all you brothers and sisters born the same way Christ come true and thing. Just like Peter, just like Isaiah, Zephaniah, Jeremiah, all these prophets and them in the Bible. Right, go ahead.
That he might be a merciful and faithful high priest.
So he again now go be a merciful and faithful high priest and thing, right? So the same thing now, we know how we had the Most High was having mercy on them, how faithful he was to the Most High and thing, right? And being that priest and a person setting on that order and knowing all things that the Most High and thing now. So the same spirit now he will have now to come and judge you all, right? 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 Right, go ahead.
A faithful high priest in things pertaining to the Most High, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people.
Right. So again, now it's the sins of people. The same thing again now. So when you check back all these things and things, right? So Christ been tempted right through the scriptures and all too and things too, right? So you know when you check back some of the things, tell him Christ sit and tell him turn the rock into the bread, so you know you go break it fast and eat. Like one part and things, the same thing you have been tempted by a lot of different things and things, just like how you've been tempted and all too. So all the tribulations and things too. So Christ went through a lot of tribulations and all to the same way, just like you and all too. A lot of things what Christ tell him and all, even for the cities and all too. So Satan tried to tell him, hey, I can get all these cities, but when you check back and then you try to get somebody who own the who are the whole world and thing, right? That making sense and then you try to get something smaller, but you don't have the thing again and all these other things and all to tell him to jump and all to the same way. And all too, and if Christ no better, you know, when you do these things, then really you are the most I to get vexed with him and all to the same way and all too, right?
Right.
So I check back on all these things and all to the same thing again now. So Christ now going through all these things now. So now again now he now will come back now, set back he order back here for you now to come through him now, right? And thing right. So now with his covenant and thing right. So giving you time now to get right. And coming back to his law statutes and following the things he do, right? Just like how he do, he follow he follow the Most High law statutes and judgment till death and thing like that. And the same thing Christ wants we to do and all too. Now when we feel like can come on and go off straight, you hear it and think your time, and when that time reach now, you keep on following it right through till death and thing, right?
Right.
All right, give me Exodus chapter 19 and and verse 5.
The book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar people, Salakia. Then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
So see again now, so this is the children of Israel again, right? So when you go back from, even from when we read Exodus Exodus from verse 1 and 1, you go see who the Moses talking to, and you go see the children of Israel, no other nation. And when you go through this now, for now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant and thing, right? So again now we see again what happened here again, right? And now we go see now what is covenant again, the Moses was talking about here again, right? And you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me. And thing, right? So this is what the Moses above all people, right? And this is what the Most High go and thing, and this and for all the earth is mine. And thing, right? So although we telling you, hey, you going and think, but the earth is mine and thing. So yeah, you gonna be above all people on the face of the earth and thing, right? You gonna be his treasure and thing, right? Above everything on the earth, above all people on the face of the earth. And we there, you know, for all the earth is mine.
Right.
Right? So, you know, like a man tracking a man tracking a woman and thing, and he come home and you know, he introduce you to see the whole house and thing, and you know, to see the car, and wherever you want to and wherever I rest again, he say, hey, I just want you to obey me and just listen to me, and this is all yours, right? You and thing, right? And thing, right? And you know what happen again if she does to go against him, you know what's happen again? Man he take back the car, he push you out and thing, right? And she might take all the clothes which she had before and thing. Just get enough clothes just to go and thing, right? And the same thing here, the Mosai one for the children of Israel and thing, right? To obey him right through and all through, right? And everything we see happen here, there you will be blessings on the face of the earth here, because the earth is His own, right?
Right.
Something like everything we see on the earth, right? Right. Give me Exodus 24, verse 6.
The book of Exodus, chapter 24 and verse 6. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar.
Right. That's the right. So read up to verse 5, just so let people know where this blood where the blood really coming from before. Just say
the book of Exodus, chapter 24 and verse 5. And he sent young men of the children of Israel.
Right, so young men of the children of Israel, never say the other nations and them, right? So who is again talking to? Young men of the children of Israel, not the other nations and them. Go ahead.
Which offered burnt offerings and sacrifices and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord.
So again now oxen is a lawful animal again too again. So when you check back all these animals and them with the Mosai was taken and the only thing was always lawful animals, the same and thing too again too, right? Never a party was taken on the unlawful animals to do any sacrifice and thing, right? And then I go to verse 6.
Verse 6. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar.
Right, so there's now Moses again now. So after from the blood from the oxen and thing, right, the sacrifice and thing, now he take the blood now, put it in a basin and he sprinkle onto the altar. Go to verse 7.
Verse 7. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and he said that all that the Lord hath said we will do, and be obedient.
Right, so again now, so you know what happened here again now. So before again now, what happened here now, the children of Israel was afraid that's really happened when we go think of the children of Israel was afraid the Mosai and things, so that they send Moses to deal with they send Moses to deal with the Mosai and thing, right? So that's like sometimes we have you know, like you want to go by a neighbor for something, right? But you know, the woman husband and thing, you go wait till she husband gone, cause you know why so much she husband go say I'm fine, but I don't like how he does deal with people and things. So you go wait till he gone and thing, and then say like I will go and ask you why you and thing. Wait and you know go say, but yeah, I will bring it back before he could come back and thing, right? So this is like the fear this is like the fear the children of Israel had now towards the Moses and thing, right? And they send Moses now, right? And now Moses now delivering the delivering this deal now what the Moses say on to Moses now, right? And now the Moses now bringing it back and bringing it back to the children of Israel, right?
Right.
And then right, so he used to come back and say, and he say, I took them and I took the book of the covenant, right? So again now, right? So this when we go back and when they sign and say, well, you know what? 5 years passed now and we want our next reason thing, right? And you know, we're going to get a legitimate paper and thing, and you sign off on it and say, well, right, you know what? The company can show a period this and thing because they agree to the next 5 years, this is the amount of money we have to we get and thing, right?
Right.
And thing, right? So the same thing now coming here now. So this is now what the Moses this is now what the Moses thing. So we now setting that deal now is instead of writing on paper and thing and we sign on paper, this is now what the deal come. We sprinkle the sprinkling of the blood onto the children of Israel and thing, right? So now saying yeah, you want to say and thing, right? And they go on to say that's now. And they said, all that the Lord had said, we will do and be obedient and thing, right? And that what the Most High want the children of Israel to be obedient to obey him, right? And thing, right? So yeah, we go do it and thing, and they sign off. Yeah, all right, Moses, yeah. We go sign we sign off on that and thing, we go be obedient to the Most High and thing, right?
Right.
What the verse 8?
The book of Exodus, chapter 24 and verse 8. And Moses took the blood and put it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord had made with you concerning all these words.
Right, so again now, so after all these things and everybody agree that hey, all these things that the Moses set up and thing and he said to do, we go do it and thing and said and done deal. What is that something now people take a stamp and thing and the thing, or some people take a pen and thing, wherever it is and thing now. So this is what the thing and no nation in the face of youth ever went through this with the Moses, only the children of Israel and thing, right? So just and this is just some of the proof and all to show and all to that, you know, again, all these things to show that we is the children of Israel and all to again to what happening here and all to again. No other nation this went through and all to, right?
Right.
I see what happening again, right? So from Noah, again, the Mosai destroy again people again. They didn't want to hear, but then Noah building that safe haven, and then after nobody want to hear him, right? Noah and his wives, his sons, his wives, and them, everybody in the ark, whoop, destruction come again. See what now happen again now? Moses again, come to the children of Israel. You know what happen again? The Mosai killed millions of the Egyptians again happening again, because why? The unrighteousness of the Egyptians and them, because why? He tell them let the people so they could go and keep a feast unto to him. And what they didn't with him and all the burdens again what happening again too again to the children of Israel. You see what happening again and it's the same Mosai power again and the same thing happening again right through and these nations when will never take these things and say hey the Mosai that being in the heaven and thing right that being is for the nation of Israel and thing. I see all these things were happening on the face of the earth is because the nation of Israel not there, and we going against God's chosen people and things. They will never come out and say these things and them because they know as long as the children of Israel with him being which part is them go be on power and why not if we and that's right we say if them nations and them know hey you're going on the nation of Israel is God chosen people all these Negro Hispanics and Native Indians and them and them know that hey be on top and ruling and thing and die the reason why them thing right and they go always look to push things for we to sin against the Mosai.
Right.
We not following the Mosai laws, statutes and judgments and them. So we have the thing set up. So we the Mosai will be with we and against these other nations and them. But you know happening here now? We're not following it. These are the nations and them on top, and they know that as long as we wait them, and just knowing that what happened when you go in the scriptures and also when you go in Genesis 49, they know that Judah now will be the tribe where everybody will be following. So the same thing happen again. Let we had Judah in captivity. Let we had Judah sinning against the Most High. Because that the tribe now, the other nations them go wake up. The other nations go wake up too and things. So you see now when you go in Genesis, you say right under your enemies and them. And where the white, what Judah is, right under the white man. Right under the white man philosophies, doctrines, all the iniquities and them thing, right? And the same thing when you see whenever any style come out, we want to follow any pattern, everything. The way they talk, we want to do everything and thing. Any fight, any fight we want to go and do everything what Judah doing. And the same thing, Judah and the Mosiah had the sons had Judah right, white man had Judah right underneath him, and right. And now thank the I.S.U.P.K now. So the same thing happening now. So just how when we watch now, we seeing that right, the nations knowing that they're waiting, but same thing happening now again, right? So now we having Judah now coming out and with them, certain amount of percentage coming out from the under iniquity of the white man, and now coming back to the Most High. And guess what happening now the same way now too. So just as it have a mass majority now following the same Judah in the wickedness, now we have now again now percent the other tribes now coming back to Judah now. So you have Benjamin coming back to Judah the same way. We have Levi, and think we have Manasseh, and think and the rest goes, and it have God coming back to Judah now, coming back and serve and praising back the brethren and thing, right? So they say now the I.S.U.P.K now raising back again now the Most High children, bring back the Lord's statutes and judgments unto the Most High children and bringing them back out of that captivity, right? Bringing them back out of with them. So all these oppression and thing, and knowing how to deal with these things and serve the Most High, right?
Right.
Where to verse 9?
The book of Exodus, chapter 24, and verse 9. Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel.
Alright, so again now, so this is the men and them now going up now to uphold the Most High laws, statutes, and judgments now to go and help Moses keep all the laws, statutes, and judgments of the Most High. So when you check back again now, we're seeing here now, it's just right, we're seeing the I.S.U.P.K now all over the West. You're seeing the 70 elders here with Moses is now the I.S.U.P.K under commanding GEN.YAHANNA, right? And now we have GEN.YAHANNA and all the other generals and them and officers and captains and troopers now coming back now and all over again now bringing back the knowledge to the nation of Israel. So when you watch wrong today, the schooling in America and thing, right? Every state the schooling breaking up the Black, Hispanics and Native Indians. The school in England again now waking up my brothers and them. School in Jamaica, they in Trinidad, they in Haiti, they in Brazil, Nicaragua, and then right, they're waking up right name, right? They in Canada and thing, right, waking up the people and thing, right? And same thing again, and as time goes by, so again now Mosiah and come back to the nation of Israel, right?
Right.
I think under the I.S.U.P.K and thing, right? No other people on the face of it will not be doing that and following each and every law the Mosiah set up and thing, right? Give me Hebrews 8 and verse 8.
Come. The book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 8. For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
So, it might be that like be curious to some people. So when you say the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, so when we go back and think the nation been split up, right? So when we go back, this is all the Hispanics and them, and then also the Judah go be the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? So again, now this is the whole nation again. So not it's not about the Native Indians alone, which is the tribe of God and thing, right? So it's not about the Native Indians alone. When you check back that, it's not about Ephraim and thing, which is the Puerto Ricans, and after we have Manasseh, which is the Cubans and them, right? So it's not about anything. And then after we have Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which is all you Negroes all in America, and then after when Benjamin and Benjamin will consist of the West Indies, all Jamaica, St. Lucia, Grenada, Trinidad, and Tobago. So this is now the most I bringing back calling every one of you and thing, right? So which is the nation of Israel and thing, right? So for all you want to go against all these Venezuelans and them and thing, right? These Venezuelans are your brothers and sisters and thing, right? And thing, right? So the nations them make it feel that that that's like some other nation, just like the Chinese and the African and the East Indians and them, right? No, the Venezuelans and them are your brother under the tribe of Asha and thing, right? So again, now greet them, thing I help them out, be polite to them, right? Don't go about everybody and things, send them Venezuelans and them and only causing problem in the country and this and that and bringing corona, COVID and all kind of thing. I see them being discriminated right now and all kind of thing, right?
Right.
And thing, right? So again, now so this is Mosai talking to Judah and also the outside Israel, which is all the Hispanics and them, right? What verse 9.
Verse 9. The book of Hebrews, chapter 8.
Go back to verse 8.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 8. For finding fault with them, he says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with.
Right, so again, the children of Israel again now the new covenant with them, right? Go to verse 9.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 9. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
Right. So again now, so after all them thing when they watch and think they send Moses up and think that to go and talk to the and tell Moses Moses will whatever the Mosai say to do, whatever God say to do, I will do, and we will obey and thing, right? And what happened again? China Israel go and violated the Mosai again. They went against the Mosai again and break the Mosai laws, statutes, and judgments. Things they set out to do. Again, they went against again the Mosai and thing, right?
Right.
And now it's saying so you will make a new covenant now. You will make a new covenant again, right? But they discontinued they didn't continue keeping serving the Mosai. They went back over again and being just like these other heathen nations and them and falling back every heathen custom back on the face of the earth again, right?
Right.
We're at verse 10.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people.
Right, so don't feel like the Christianity now goes there. When I read this now, the most I go and take a set of words and thing and just send it into your body and thing, right? And just pour it and you know gonna be something where you just gonna be lying down there and you just hear they start to hurt and you just get set that thing in your head and that's all these everything that's coming in your head and thing, right? And they say, yeah, that the power the Musa and these Christians and these things, they just take everything that's literal sometimes with the Bible, where they see it in the Bible and think, no, they're not talking about that now. This is doing talking about now you're gonna be taught, you're gonna be taught back all these laws and them taught back all these laws and them. And now we're gonna think that to the I.S.U.P.K now. So now when you come in the I.S.U.P.K now one thing, right, and you come back and knowing who he is. Just like all these men and them in the Bible do not use a black man, just like Job. When Job so this is how easy and thing. After these keep on hearing, this is easy to come and say, well, hey, It's easy to come on body and say, well, hey, Job 30 and 30, say I'm black onto the ground. Then after King Solomon 1 and 5, right? Say black like the tents are cut that and thing, right? You say and then after I keep on going now, when I go Revelation 1 and 13 to verse 15, I see I go Christ give the description where you say I'm like brass burning up food and something, and you keep on seeing all these scriptures. So you same thing now, you start to learn back all these scriptures, and when you go to the dietary law, you go know, hey, in Genesis 7 and 2, it have the most I say that for the unclean animals by 2, and of the unclean and by the clean animals by 7, male and female. So all these things now been taught, you know, say, you know, by you been taught now, just like you sit down in school, and now you've been able now to with the teacher, it's so everything with the teacher, see now it's in your head now. So when it comes to exams and things now, they way now you're gonna get all your bachelor degrees and things, because now you sit down and you study anywhere, everything in your mind. Same thing now, the most I talking here and thing, everything you see in here now will be taught back to you now. So when anything now, it's in your mind and thing, right? So how you gonna do that? By you being taught by somebody and thing, right? And this is now the most I set up all these pieces under the I.S.U.P.K, you know, bringing back that knowledge. So when come back, you say hey, sex, when come back to sex now, you're gonna know, hey, if you're going to entice a woman, Exodus 22 and verse 16, and think if you're going to entice a woman, that woman becomes yours and thing, right? So now you're doing all the knowledge, hey, see me, boy, I feel like enough and thing, if I feel like thing I feel I feel I want to go because if I stay here and thing and really and truly she know my wife material, but the flesh you give me thing, hey, let me bust out from here and think, you know, if you go and sleep with she, that yours there and you might think like she's spirit and thing. I know she's spirit off because she have a wicked spirit, she's not about the most high. Hey, let me go from here and thing, right? So all these things now all these things in your mind and thing, right? So now been taught to now and you come back to knowing all the most high laws, statutes and judgments and thing, right? So again when we check back and thing, they're student to the I.S.U.P.K and what the classes and thing, and again by time again you come back a righteous sister in the I.S.U.P.K and thing, and same thing to the brothers and all too, and same thing and now the brothers and them now able to come and join me and go and preach to the nation of Israel and all over Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, United States, England and so on, where all the black and native Indians reside and things, right? So the same thing come back again, know your law, statutes and judgments. So now again, now you bring back your family back to that righteousness, the Most High and thing, and the Most High go have mercy on you, and again now to come back and keep on blessing your family again. If you're not again, not taking the word of the Most High, the same thing will happen back to your family and things. So that's how one family begin blessing, taking back, coming back to the Most High thing. The next family, you know, the next man again with this family not coming back to that. The same thing now, the punishment will come on them and all two again. So how you gonna come back to the Most High been taught by you coming back and taught the Lord's statutes and judgments, right?
Right.
Went to verse 11.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 11. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
So everybody, not now in Christian church go feel like when you go in Christian church again, Christian church like like all the poor had them say them quite in the back and everything up and have they like there's nothing nothing. I say the most I say everybody from the greatest that is Israel to the least of Israel, everybody's going to be taught these laws and them back and laws and things back, right, and come back to him and thing, right?
Right.
So not there, no picking and choosing, not in the middle, not in the end, not to the top and thing, from the least to the greatest, right?
Right.
Israel and thing. When you go in the I.S.U.P.K and thing, right? So that's again thing, you know, like remember she say it's only criminals or you only teaching and having in our school. But again, if we are criminals in the school and coming back to teach most laws and things, but that is one of the greatest thing on the face that you take a criminal and come back and teach most laws and things, right? So that's like when you watch back Paul and thing, right? People that fear Paul and they're running from Paul, all kind of thing, because the thing what Paul was doing and thing, and now to see Paul now I'm able to teach people and people be amazed and all thing too. So the same thing now again now. So the same thing again, brothers and them and thing. You know, all these things and them move away from killing, they move away from thieving and all these things and thing, right? They move away from raping with sisters and thing, right?
Right.
And committing adultery and we think and come to the I.S.U.P.K now and be on the streets with me now and have that spirit and have that light again now. So the same thing when people come and say, hey, that brother can say, hey, no boy. Use the man really was doing all these things and now this is where you is now and like be amazed to hear these things come out and the words that the Most High come out your mouth and thing and that spirit and that glory everything doing that and that vibes of the Most High and thing and that glory of saying yeah the Most High. So again that with Christianity let's do one thing right. So same Christian girl but I think in criminals and thing but this is for the every person in the nation is whether it be a doctor, whether it be a police, whether it be a teacher, whether it be a homeless person, a vagrant and thing. This is for the nation of Israel and thing, right? So this is who we think we regarding nobody and thing. This is what the Most High say, whether it be from the greatest to the least and thing, right? Let everybody hear it, let everybody hear this, right? All the women and all to go ahead, Officer Michael.
Yeah, so like I said, and just to add to what you're saying, because we're saying real heavy, and that we're saying there because the Christian church, right now the section out who they want to attend the church, you understand, and they totally abandon everybody they get to, you understand, all them places like Beetham and Lavantil and Labrie, right, and Chumaka. Right, and Maloney, all these places, understand that they consider get to the Christian church totally abandon these places. Understand? So we're saying is that everything.
Yeah.
Understand? And it's only the I.S.U.P.K under command in GEN.YAHANNA that we going out and looking for these people and actually making them change their life.
Right, and as you said, the greatest thing could ever you could take somebody to the lowest state and have them now shining, have that gloss on them and have that everything now to come out there and before they could think about saying anything, they're making sure whatever come out their mouth is the right thing they're going on and say everybody have a bricks. That's like have a bricks not to hit to using a car to not hitting the next car.
Right.
So now everybody having a bricks on the mouth and thing to say hey, making sure that hey the right thing going to come out my mouth. Because if I ain't say the right thing, that you know what? If I say the wrong thing, that can make somebody else go and say the right do the wrong thing and all too, right? And this is what the I.S.U.P.K about you having a bricks on your mouth and thing, doing the right thing to say and thing, right?
Right.
And the same thing happen where Officer Michael was saying when you watch back certain things again and thing, they always put in the nation of Israel to the lowest. That's the I think was last year and all too. A brother there's some something in college in university and there's just to show again how there is poor black people to a low extreme. So out he was from Lavantil, right? See lots of Lavantil and they go on and push him up and say hey, this person from Lavantil with him. So they're showing you again how hey, that do happen to black people and see what they state with. So one out of 100, look you know make it and what you do? They make me feel like all them black people and them is nothing. When you check black people who build America and thing, right? Who build Trinidad and when you check back and thing, who build Trinidad and Tobago, when you check back all these people with who when you check back in all these Trinidad and Tobago with all these medals and all these things and them, who is the people and them and think Eric Williams, when you check back Brian Lara and all these things, Dwight York and them, but when you check on an international level, who it is the people recognizing the poor people out there? They just say Marshall Montano and thing again. Who again who think Sparrow? Who is the people again when you go and you check back all these things and them? P.C. Crawford and they going back and think Wendy Pitt Williams and think who is the people and them the same thing, the same black people again now put them after you watch and some of we black people the same way again as if you make it up there. You're forgetting your same black people to that same level there, and you move on from the area. You know dealing with the people in the area, and you know what? You put on a Gentile spirit and thing, right?
Right.
And go on apply the nations and them, and the same thing will happen here. So that's how the Most High is saying with him. To the least and to the greatest, you go and teach all of them and things. So now again, now so everybody go be on one spirit and all too. So that same brother who get any Musa laws who high up there. Now you go and have a spirit, hey, you can't forget about my people who low down and thing. And the same thing when that brother who low down and same thing now when he had that spirit that the Musa, you go, no, hey, like when I reach up there and all too, I not to forget when I was low down too. So the high and the low, everybody go be on one spirit, one accord, and thing, right?
Right.
Where to verse 12?
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 12. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins and their iniquities I will remember no more.
Right, so again now, so when now we've been taught back all these laws and everything, and now you start back to follow everything now, so the Most I say, now you remember none of these things where you do and thing. But no, again now, say as you say now, that doers are the law and hearers are the law and thing, right? So that people hearing the law and thing, right? And then not following and thing, right? Knowing the Israelites and thing, right? And as they know there are certain things they're going to do, that law to follow. They're not following the laws that they're not following the laws that the Most High. Well, the Most High is going to remember you and thing, right? But all who hear the laws now and thing, right? And wherever you are, we all the thing here the Most High say now you not remember and thing. So again, you hear it again now. So all the Christians should like to say the laws and thing, done away with. You know the Most High saying and thing. If you come back to him and you follow the laws, statutes, and judgments and them thing, he will not remember the things you do and thing. But if you don't do it, if you hear it and you continue and then with them, well, you remember it and you know again, you remember it. Now you have with him, you have transgressions to get, you have penalties to face the Most High, right? Come on, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the whether ye go to possess it.
Right, so wherever you is black, Hispanics, and Native Indian man, you should be keeping the Most High laws, statutes, and judgments. Again, you see what happening and thing, right? We under all these other heathen nations and things. Yeah, all these heathen customs and things, right? So now the help of the I.S.U.P.K bring back all this knowledge. So you know, now you're gonna know that the things we are thinking, right? Because again, when you go back in the Christian church, all these Christian church and things, all these not belong to the nation of Israel and thing, right? And now again, it will be lost under the Most High, and this is punishment going on. These are the punishment going on come to you. So just like you guys, right? We say, not come back to the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments. Punishment coming on you, right? Go to verse 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 6. Therefore, Salakia, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Yeah, what's wrong today? And thing, all the other nations gonna see about black people. Hey, they all I got to do is play sport, but anything else and thing, nothing. And when that should never be so. When you check back and thing, we should be great in everything you see on the face of the youth and thing, which they shouldn't have nothing to say. But where they have a lot of things to say about the nation of Israel right now, because why? We regard the Most High laws, statutes, and judgments. So when coming back to white name, this is what it is. Yeah, by they can play basketball real good and thing. Yeah, they can play cricket real good and thing, right? Yeah, but they could wrestle real good and thing, right? And when they check back all these things on them, who paying them and thing, right? Same all that thing with the paying and thing, all that basketball and thing, who paying them? The white man paying them. Not even you black people paying your own black sportsmen and them. And
right.
That's what it is about black people right now. That's about sports and nothing else. When they come back to the economy and thing, where the black man economy to say, well, yeah, you know what? Them people them real great and then when coming back to say, well, hey, I'm going to come back to about brotherhood and think to say, well, hey, you know what? You know, I don't hear nothing going on with It's a safe place to go with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Like, you know, a tourist attraction. Hey, I one of the places I want to go and think. Yeah, I want to go Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, five something, 500 and something murders for the year and thing, right? Then Jamaica 1,500, America the thousands and thing for the year and thing, Brazil the thousands for the year and thing, right? Where black people thing reside and say, see again, know what happened there? Everything that I had to say about black people, but I always had to say about when coming that's sports, but anything else, the economy and thing when coming to brotherhood, nothing and thing, right? And what we doing, we not following any laws, statutes, and judgments at the most side. So these are the things now with the other nations should be saying, hey, you know what, we wise and thing, but what we not doing, we following them now. Everything now and thing when you come back to the sisters and thing, right? When talking about waiting, when we talking about men want to go on say they want to go and meet whores and thing, who they want to talk about all these the Negro, all the Negro sisters, all the Hispanics and them. Let we go and get some, let we go and get some whores. And who it is, we sisters and them thing, right? When that should never be, taking place and thing, right? And we disregarding all these sisters and thing, right? So these are the things now with the Mosai should be thinking about. These now the things we disregard in the Mosai, and these are the things now these other nations and them could show in the face and be wicked just like them and thing too. And not knowing that hey, we in wickedness just like the other nations and them and not seeing that and thing. Because why? Christian church again not playing. You know that hey, you black Hispanics and Native, and these are the things the most I was talking to you about and things. So we the ones to be saying, yeah, well, these nations and them, the nation of Israel, but they're really different and thing, right?
Right.
I think right in the time when Muhammad was thinking the youth and when he was thinking the and knowing about the nation of Israel. This is what Muhammad was thinking, and when Muhammad see that spirit the nation of Israel have and seeing how wise it was and thing, right? So this is now where man want to go and take the people and want to make his people be just like we and thing, right? And what you do? He decide now he learn enough, let me go and torture them again. Because why? Again, we're not following the Most High laws. We have no might, nobody protect we again. And see what happened again. So this man see how great we was again and seeing things how great we was and what we following. Decide let me go and make something out of my people and make them become something now. And thing right. And when you watch back again, everything is about as somehow we not following it show some people we not supposed to doing why you get that from Muslim and thing. They get that from Muslim. When the Muslim take that from the Bible and thing, their own records now the nations taken and you know have no power to say well hey that come from him. But through the I.S.U.P.K now the I.S.U.P.K now and the streets get shut up Muslims and them and when they come back and show them hey you see all them thing where you talk that come from we and thing right and everything you see back on the face of the youth and thing to the same way and things. So we have everything to make all the nations and them shut up and take every records. But the only thing what we're not doing, we're not following any scriptures and things. We have everything just to make them, hey, you want to say anything about black people? Well, all right, I could show you what it is you're doing. But what happened again too? We're not following. We're just hearing it, but we're not doing any laws and things, right? And this is how great we should have be following the Most High laws, statutes, and judgments and them, right?
Right.
Went to verse 7.
Can the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call Salakia, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
So one nation, when you check back again, so look how off ways and then one nation was so great to the Moses and so near and thing. One nation, when you check back and thing, I go back with Moses and thing, and he take that road, he take the road and he part in water and doing all the miracles and thing, right? Well, one nation get the Moses to get manna and thing. Which nation is the Moses manna? And thing was close to the Moses and thing, and you know he sent down that for them to eat and thing. Which nation get that and thing? We and thing, right? And what you happening again? We himself close to the Most High and thing, right? And what you happening and thing, and one nation. You see how badly we is the black people and thing. This is all the records and them we have with the Most High. And we right now again, thank God to the I.S.U.P.K now. waking up with people again now to know all these things. This is the record was to we black man, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is who the most I was talking about. Is so near to him. But again, what he is right now and think this is the nation again now the most I was fighting for one thing, right? And any nation come against something would be raw destruction coming to them. Again, not listening, and thing. And we still don't want to listen because when the I.S.U.P.K out on the streets telling you all that they use black Hispanics and Native Indians, here the wickedness come out your mouth again. So that's how we have bricks. That's how we have our bricks and we mouth not to tell our brother to go and smoke a cigarette, not to tell our brother to eat pork, crab, shrimps and lobster. Here it is or your mouth free again to come and say, hey, we in a cult and thing, right? Stay away from them. But ask yourself now again, right? Ask yourself now, hey, go and find something for the year where you find on these brothers and them what they do and thing, right? Thing, right? We in a cult and thing, right? Go and find yourself and say, hey, you find me, I'm celebrating Christmas, you're celebrating New Year's and all these things and them, right? Easter and thing, right? We in a cult and thing, right? Go and find yourself if you looking like if we need something and do anything and take maybe sisters for granted and thing, go and find yourself and thing, but we in a cult and thing, right? Place where the place where what bringing back the most high Lord statutes and judgments and out and street and men dedicating their life for the nation who love them. When all the other people in the Christian church hate your people, being a cult and thing, right? Well, if but so too a Christ, so too because before everything everything what Christ was doing, yeah, the I.S.U.P.K following. So Christ is in a cult, so too Paul, Peter, and so too the rest of all these prophets and them, because everything we see in here taking place, we come back to all the dietary laws, when come back to the brotherhood, everything is the same thing we following and thing, right? So yeah. Whatever it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 8. And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?
So one nation again, right? So one nation so great and thing, right? So this is where everybody should be when coming back to holidays and thing, everybody should be hey, looking to say, boy, I want to go Israel, I want to go Israel. Well, you can't go Israel because black Hispanics and his native Indians are not even there. And all too, right? So your name been taken away by one of your oppressors. Then after no one of your oppressors occupying land with so with a lot of these other oppressors and them occupying land and a lot of wars taking place and things. So you're not even keeping you don't have the name, we don't have the we don't have the land which part we supposed to be. And then after we check back out again now we under everybody and thing, right? So again now we under the hands of every nation and thing, and no nations under the hands of you Hispanics and Native Indians. And this again will happen again. So when you watch back again, watch what the most I saying again. So this is just showing you that hey, when you watch back and thing, right? Yeah. We are assigned to all the nations and no nation is assigned to we. And not even assigned to the most high and thing, right? So again, you black Hispanics and Native Indians and thing, you know, every thing again is the lower class. We come out here to teach you the law, for you to come back to the Mosiah and thing, right? We go through thing, all these prophets and them we see in here and thing, right? All black men and thing. You ever feel that no yeah, nobody on the face of the earth, the greatest man ever walked the face of the earth, which is Christ, and then where how Shai Mashiach in Hebrew, he is a black man, right? You know, with the Christian church put him as a white man and thing, right? To make it feel right, use nothing on the face of the earth and things. So the greatest man walk the face of the earth and what will happen and thing, right? To put him as a white man again. So come on to the I.S.U.P.K, come and learn all the history, learn all the knowledge and thing, and know that hey, all these things, all these records here belong to you. All the men and them in the Bible is your forefathers, even all the great sisters and all your sisters, all your sistrins and them too good sisters in the Bible like Esther, Susanna, um, yes, no, We had Judith and then right, the same thing again how she dressed up nice, everything, and was able to again now to make the nation of Israel go against another nation again. So we had great sisters in the Bible and all to say this is what we sisters the pour on the spirit just like these sisters and them, and I know one thing to and follow the scriptures say to follow about you sisters and things to guide the younger ones and them again in righteousness again to make them obey the husband and everything, right?
Right.
So when we check back to things again, so this is how we go back to the Mosai laws, statutes, commandments, the covenant. This is who we make it with and thing, and this is how we should be obeying the Mosai and thing, right? So that when we feel like Mosai right through and thing, right? Give me Genesis chapter 2 and verse 16.
Can the book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest eat, thou mayest freely eat.
Right there, verse 17.
Verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Right, so when we check back all these things, this is what the Mosai was setting up, and this was what the Mosai was setting up for you just to obey him and all too, right? So again now, just like a man running his family and thing, you know, you go set up certain things they say you tell each other, hey, don't do this and thing, but again now, because I had this now again now, so now you put penalties here, disobey now. No penalties come on you and thing, right? So when it was just ready to obey, just obey and thing, right? So this is how far we end up going and thing, right? So how we end up with laws now, laws is because again now the simple thing we didn't obey the command of the Mosai and thing, right? So now you see what happened here and also the eventually all the thing, so you shall surely die. So when you go back and when you go back to all the thing, right? So when you go back give me First John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Can the book of John, chapter 3 and verse 4, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
Right, so again, so when you go back here in Genesis and things, so this was just a simple thing for we to command the Mosai and give and thing, right? So when you go through all this thing, this is another thing, but this is a lot of breakdown. Another time you might be able to break it down, but this was just showing you like, you know, a command first, and then now we reach now to a law that you know you still at the command, but if you go against command now, you reach the laws and things. So if you are just in that way, that's obeying the Mosai, might not have no laws against, but because we disobey the Mosai command, I think now we have laws set up and thing, right? So that's saying how it reached the laws and thing, right? So when you go back and think now, so sin is the transgression of the laws and thing, right? And that's showing you thing, and you say when you go into verse 17 here now, but on the but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat. But for in that day thou shalt eat thereof, they shall surely die. Came up Baruch chapter 4, verse 1.
Can the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right, so again, also this is the book the commandments of the law, right? So Genesis, the book of the commandments of the law, Leviticus, the book of the commandments of the law, Jeremiah, the book of the commandments of the law, Leviticus, the book of the commandments of the law, Matthew, the book of the commandments of the law, Luke, the book of the commandments of the law, Amos, the book of the commandments of the law, right? So again, the whole book is about the laws and everything, right? And go ahead again.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 2.
No, back same verse 1.
Salakia, the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right, so that's right. And when you go back here and 17 again, so this was the same thing again. So the law and thing what we have to do again, that's obey the Most High. But again, now we disobey the Most High now. So now what happen now? We have laws and things now set up not listening to the command of the Most High, right? So it's say, but of the tree of knowledge of the good and of evil, thou shalt not eat but of it. For in that day you shall eat it of it. Thereof thou shalt surely die. So again now we see now that's show you again. So it wasn't just about she was just you being commanding the Most High or listening to the Most High and obeying the command he set out and thing. And if again the same thing happened to our family now not when the father set a house set orders in the house and thing, right? And people now being now you put penalties and thing and set rules and things to say, you know what? Here going on. You see this year I feel I ain't going through this right now and thing. I feel I'm gonna cut back on this year because you ain't here, man, all kind of thing, right? You might get the car, some might be getting the car to drive to work and thing. I know what because why now you're coming home, father want the car to go somewhere and thing, and you know why you're out about driving about with your friends and them, and now he have the things that go and do your car get, so now you know what? I go take the car right through and thing, and this is what happening here again. So this we most likely we have command and we didn't obey the command. Now we have laws set up upon we, and now we have transgressions now. So same point where you say if we disobey the Most High, you say same thing when you go to the scripture. So even from the Old Testament, they go into the New Testament, same thing you keep on saying, you go die and thing, right?
Right.
And that's what the Most High. This is that's what the Most High want we to do to obey Him from every commandment you see on the face of the earth. Come Hebrews 13:4.
Come, the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
So the marriage is honorable and all right, but the bed is undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge, right? So again, seeing again now, you still have to right. So whoremongers are men who feel sweet and go and have sex with woman and thing and run away to keep on running and another woman and thing, right? And same thing again, right? So you say whoremongers you will judge and thing, right? So that man who married the woman and thing, whatever you feel to do with your woman and thing home, you do with your woman home and thing. But who can't do nothing, who can't feel that can't do anything with a woman and thing home. These whoremongers and adulterers and them. That's why you sleep with other people property and thing, right? So that man now, that adulterer again now, that man who want to go and sleep with that next man wife, yeah, the Most High going to judge you. And same to that woman again who belong to a man and she go and sleep with somebody else, the Most High is going to judge you and thing, right?
Right.
So again, you see here the Most High is not playing with the Lord and the Most High wants you to be righteous right through, right? And thing too says that's one showing you again. You can't do what one thing when coming to sex and thing, right?
Right.
Then 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 12.
Come, the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
So this is one thing, but also three things in one. Yeah, right. So this is one thing yesterday. This is where all you women want to pick up a Bible and think this is a sin against the Most High and all too, right? So that's how we see like adultery, womonger and thing too. So we have the dietary law, do it no pork, crab, shrimp, lobster and thing. All these is commands of the Most High, and also we have laws if we transgress these things, and also we have penalties to pay for these things again. So don't feel you can just do what you want to. That's like you say, man, if you could go and sleep with the next man's wife and think, nah, you have penalties to pay for that and two again. And think to you could have more than one, woman. We do that, and you have penalties to pay for that and all to. So the law, yeah, let you follow the Most High. And when coming to you woman and what you fear waiting me, that's a outer order woman and thing like that. This disobedient woman picking up her Bible and coming and preaching and all kind of thing. Because why the Most High don't say that he says suffer not a woman to teach, right? And then I said I won. So no woman is not to be teaching no law, not teaching nothing about this Bible, and then you is to obey your husband, or again put on do woman duties and things as the right scriptures say. Help the younger sisters to be righteous sisters and everything. You don't do that and then, right? Yeah, the next one now too again, right? Not to observe the authority over the man. Again, so you woman and them who like to rule your husbands and them and thing too. You not to be ruling your husbands and them too and thing too again, right? And giving your husband laws and tell your husband when to come in or when not to leave the house and thing, right? So you not to be doing that and all. And when come back to the same thing again, so again the man Mosai give the man power over the woman. So when come back again, they can have a woman and it's a man day thing. So that work was for a man to do. And then after you see all kind of thing about what? Men lose the position in life and they come up with all these nice phrases and these nice words and things and say yeah, well, men lose the position in life and things, so we doing that and thing, right? And who are following? And I see now as Christians and I love the Most High, where the Most High say not for a woman, but he suffer not a woman to teach. And then I say, yeah, you want to save the Most High? Yeah, listen to what the scriptures saying. And then right, listen to your husband. And after and the last one,